Minasan konnichiwa. Welcome to today's episode of Academy Speaking with me, Dr. Zalia. It has been a hot minute since I've posted, and a lot has happened. I think in my last video, it was in 2021, and at the time I have just started my career as a senior lecturer at University Science Islam Malaysia. So currently, I am still a senior lecturer at University Science Islam Malaysia, but I'm also currently the head of Japanese language and culture center here. So some updates. I gave birth to my beautiful baby daughter in 2023. I was one of the recipients of the Sumitomo Foundation grant, which is one of my biggest achievements, I think, so far in my academic career. When it comes to my role as the head of Japanese Language and Culture Center, we have successfully conducted a few events, and one of the biggest highlights was prepping our students to join speech competitions and actually winning. And I had the pleasure of accompanying our winners to go to Japan, and that one was sponsored by the aaannd Foundation Club. So yeah, some of the things. I've actually been back to Japan twice since we came back in 2021. Both were last year, both were in 2024. First time early in February, where I had the pleasure of accompanying our Vice Chancellor on his working visit there, and also later in September, where I also received a grant from Talent Corp, which is very sweet actually, considering it was my first job actually. So yes, I got another grant. That was also a very big highlight, to go there and present my paper. So in the past 4 years, I think the biggest lesson that I'm learning is really how to multitask between becoming a researcher, becoming a teacher, and also becoming an admin. Because at least when I was doing my PhD, all you had to do was research, and that was what I loved the most. I love doing the research, I love collecting data, I love doing the write-up. I enjoyed it, and when that was the only thing you can focus on, like wow, it's amazing when you can only do that. And now I can understand why they didn't really recommend for PhD students to teach. At least in Japan, they don't recommend PhD students to teach any classes or whatever. It might be different if in the States or any other country, because they really want you to focus on just doing that one thing, research. Maybe you can be a teaching assistant, but nothing more, yeah. But now, wow, teaching 4 classes a week, exams, finals, marking, and on top of that, of course, you have to secure your grants, you have to secure your research. So that's the bread and butter of being an academic, literally anywhere, I guess, all over the world, in any university. But really learning how to merge them together, and also as you climb the ladder, you are going to be gifted with a lot of administrative jobs, like the head of centers, programs, and then you have to even organize your own conferences, organize events for the university. So that is in your job scope as well, and even more things that you wouldn't even consider. Is this really in the job scope of academia? Well, apparently it is. In the beginning, I think it was very difficult. It still is. I gotta say, it still is. It's very difficult to really try and balance everything out than what used to be when you were doing your PhD and just focusing on one thing and not having to bother about anything else. All you had to do is know that you gotta finish it. And especially for me, I didn't do any part-time jobs, I didn't do anything. I was just solely dedicated to my PhD. And now, being in the real academic world as a faculty member, it's sad that research part is the thing that is the first usually to get left behind. Like, okay, I'll write the paper, I'll send it out, I'll get it published. But that's usually like the last thing that is happening. Also, thank you to everyone who has continued to tune into the channel. The ones leaving comments, especially on the Max videos. Thank you and congratulations, especially to those who have passed and everything. I really wish you well. I'm really happy if the advice is still applicable today. It's going to be nearly 9 years. It's almost, not yet 9 years. It's almost 9 years since I've actually did my Max application, so it's been quite a while, but I'm really happy if it was able to help you. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If there's anything else you'd like to hear about academia, at least in Malaysia, let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to try and answer anything. Alright, till then.